What is up, Montana sports fans? You've just stepped into Wide Left Sports, where the stories are real, the passion is loud, and the athletes come first. This isn't just another sports show. This is Montana. Small towns, big dreams, long nights, early mornings, and people who flat out love the game. From Friday night lights to summer ball under the sun, from gym floors to turf fields. If it matters here, we're talking about it. Today's episode is another chance to give Montana athletes the mic and let them tell their story the right way. So settle in, turn it up, and get ready, because this is Wide Left Sports. But first, here's a word from our sponsors. Wide Left Sports is proudly sponsored by TDS Fiber, bringing fast, reliable internet to Billings and beyond. Whether you're streaming the big game, uploading content, or just trying to keep the whole house connected, TDS Fiber delivers the speed you need without the lag. Check availability in your neighborhood and make the switch today. TDS Fiber, internet built for real life. Looking to elevate your basketball IQ this summer? Join the Playmaker Lab on July 25th at Elder Grove School in Billings. Learn skills, film study, and decision making from former Montana State Defensive Player of the Year and NBA G League assist leader Darius Brown II, alongside Rocky Mountain College legend Jesse Owens. Open to boys and girls in grades K through 12. Register now and save with early birds pricing before July 18th. Visit Darius Brown Training on social media for details. Playmaker Lab, where smart players become game changers. Hello, welcome to Wide Left Sports. Today I am joined by former Billings Central and Rocky soccer player, as well as the owner of co-owner, of 406 Memories, and just an overall soccer fanatic, Nico Cordero. Nico, how are you doing today, man?
Oh, doing awesome. Doing great. Weather is perfect now, and I'm excited to chat with Mitch. You're amazing. So I'm excited to have me on. Thank you.
Of course. With the World Cup, obviously we're going to get into that at one point here. Wanted to get you on because you are probably the biggest soccer / football, I'm going to interchangeably call it both, fan that I know, because you just live it. And I absolutely love that. And that's something that isn't very common here in Montana. So I had to get you on.
Yeah, that's awesome. I am a soccer fanatic. I've loved soccer since I was little. I mean, my brother would get all these like motorcycles or something, and I would just be happy with a ball. Like, just give me a ball for Christmas and for my birthday, and I'll be happy. So yeah, I love it. Love soccer, and now I mostly like follow like the Premier League or like the Champions League and those kind of. But I stay in tune with what's going on in the soccer world here.
That's so awesome. So, just for first question, because I know you played in high school and college. What gave you your love for soccer? I mean, you mentioned that give you a ball for your birthday and Christmas and you're happy, but what gave you that love for the game?
Yeah, I think I was born in Ecuador, so down there you feel the passion. It's kind of like football or basketball here. It's the thing that everyone plays and people make fields out of anything. Like I remember growing up elementary school, um, where we actually would practice for the team. It was kind of like a dirt field, kind of rocky in there, but we still have to, get there and slide and build that strength that way. But it's just there's a ton of love for soccer, and that little bug bit me. So I was definitely just in love with the game, and my dad took me to some of games of Liga when I was growing up, which is our hometown team, Liga so from that town. And then I think that definitely, grew. Once you see it live, it just kind of builds a whole another atmosphere. And yeah, I ended up loving it ever since that.
That's awesome. And I can tell you just from my experience, you know, not growing up in a soccer culture here in Montana as much, um, I went to a few games down in Salt Lake, and,
That's cool.
even that culture was so awesome, and the atmosphere was so awesome that you did fall in love with it the second that you were there, and so I can only imagine going to those games, down in Ecuador or anywhere else in the world where it's the main sport. I think that's so awesome.
Yeah, that's I mean, sports are a fun thing, and yeah, Salt Lake, I'm sure just like MLS has a great atmosphere, they definitely get into it, especially in the past, I feel like 10, 20 years, it's really grown to for people to just they have their solid fan bases now.
For sure, for sure. So then I have to ask this question. What brought you here to Montana? I know that you went to Central, so you were here for high school. What brought you here to Montana?
Yeah, it was my dad's job, we had to, uh good opportunity here, so then I started, going to high school here. It was actually my freshman year that I came in, so it was middle of freshman year, and that first season, I was already like, it was past the soccer season, so then I played my sophomore year, and then throughout the junior and then senior year, I was, like, the co-captain of the team, and we made it to the final, to state, but we did lose against Whitefish, but, that was a great run, and great coaching too. Didier was a great coach, and I just learned that he passed away this last year, which was really, really heartbreaking. But he was actually from Cameroon and played professionally there in Cameroon and came down to coach at Central, which was just mind blowing that a professional player would come down to coach us, and we were like super appreciative of that. Um, but rest in peace. Yeah, the my other co-captain, Nolan Trafton, is now the principal for Central, and he's the one that told me the news, so I was just shooken when I learned about that, but, yeah, since then, since I came from Ecuador, sometimes you get homesick and stuff at the beginning, but that community really helped me, embrace me and stuff, and I still try to go back, um, at least once a year or something to visit family, and that's always a great time to see them.
For sure. So I want to talk about your high school a little bit and when you knew that you were going to be a collegiate soccer player and what ultimately made you choose Rocky as where you were going to go to college.
Yeah, um, I was between a couple different colleges. There was some offers from, like, this, St. Mary in Utah because there was another player there, Nathan McDonald, that was playing there, and they had told a couple of us that the doors were open and stuff over there, but then Bozeman was also an option. I know you love your Bobcats, 'cause I wanted to study, like, filming and stuff, but then we really went on to Rocky because the programs seemed aligned, and then the soccer was a big portion of it too, and then Duffy was able to open the door there for me to play, and I really appreciate that, Coach Duffy that is now leaving us, but he's made such an impact, and then I was one of those players that he coached as well, and I knew that Rocky were strong at soccer, so that was what made it happen. I also got, like, a scholarship for my academics through Rocky, so then I was able to, um, decide that way to go up there.
That's so awesome. So then what were some of the highlights of your time at Rocky? I mean, I know that the conference itself is very Montana driven, which I think is awesome. And so what were some of the highlights that you had while playing for Rocky?
Yeah, I mean, during my freshman and sophomore year, they made the team made nationals, and they did get to the top 8, um, so that was really, really good, and, I really the level is just so high. You wouldn't think that there's so much, um, good players out here, especially because Rocky does a great job of scouting talent, either from the UK or Brazil. Um, there was so many great players, like Eddie Cass, Matt Thomas, who was actually from Vegas, but like Thiago was from Brazil. There's players from all over, so it really made a good group together there for sure.
For sure. And that was going to be one of my next questions because I went to MSUB and am still going there. And so I know from the soccer team there that it's a melting pot from around the world, but especially, Latin and South America. And so, how was that for you? Kind of almost having like a homecoming with some of those different players from the area. I know maybe not from Ecuador, but from the general area of where you grew up.
Yeah, it's definitely cool, just because it's a piece of home sometimes and good to connect, sometimes in your own language. I did meet this one Ecuadorian guy, Andres, which played for MSUB actually, but we played against each other, but I saw he was wearing like a team jersey of like the Ecuadorian league, and I came up and asked him, where you're from and stuff, so we're still friends there, and he's really, really cool. And it's just really cool to see, you know, the different cultures. I've always loved culture, so I love learning, about it, and I love the way, like, British people say things too, so, like, they were like, "What's up, lads?" And back in the day, I was like, "What does lads mean, guys? Like, what does it lads mean?" And so learning all the little lingo, from them and then kinda creating your own little language is cool and, unifying, but yeah, I mean, and seeing some people, that I played for, like, in Magic City back in the day make it too as well, and so I knew some of those guys too, and yeah, really, really good. I don't know if is the soccer program still going at MSUB or did they cut that?
I believe the men's is not, but the women's is.
Gotcha.
Or the
Yeah,
other way around. One of them was on the chopping block, but I know that the other one is still going.
yeah, there has been some talk about, the things that could be done better sometimes in the American system about, like, because sometimes when you're in college, it seems like there's no pathway to being a professional. I know there's, like, the draft and tryouts, but other countries work a little bit different, and it seems to work over there. So, I think sometimes we need to rethink that and see how we can make it better, for, like, the athletes to develop and actually be able to go into, like, professional level.
For sure. I had a friend, Reese Lambert, who was a stud at MSUB, and he had a tryout with the Sounders. Didn't really get anywhere with it, but then now he's back in Australia where he's from, and I don't think he's playing anymore, but he was playing profession or either semi-professionally or professionally over in Australia, and you're exactly right. Other countries have that where we just don't as much here, which is too bad.
Yeah, I think hopefully the World Cup, you know, kind of shows you a little bit of that and see what you maybe we need to do, but sometimes the systems are so engraved into the way we've done things that it's hard to just all of a sudden switch into different system.
For sure. So as we're talking about the different systems of soccer, and I know a little bit, because I've tried to get into the Premier League a little bit more. As you probably saw my post, I declared that I'm a Chelsea fan now.
Nice.
Um,
Or blue.
and so, um, kind of run us through for people that may not know all of the systems of European football. I'll call it football since it's over there. Just run us through all the different systems and how deep it goes, because I was surprised how deep it went when I watched a couple of videos on that.
You mean like the different like leagues, like how there's like relegation or
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so in a lot of European countries, they have different, tiers. So like Premier League, for example, is at the top of the English level. So that's the highest you can go is the Premier League. Before that is the Championship, which is actually where Wrexham, that team Ryan Reynolds' team is now. Um, that comeback story of them, and then there's League 1, League 2, below that, and that's how the teams can come up the ranks, so to speak, and come to the next, division, they call it, and so the next level up, and then compete against, the big teams in their respective countries. And then there's also these Champions League, which is then all the European teams play against each other to see, who's the best European team of the season. So then that way there's a bunch of different competitions going on at the same time. There's not like just one competition going on. Some multiple things going on in like England. They have the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, the different little cups that they're playing while they're playing the main Premier League as well. So then it does get a little bit sometimes hectic to follow all of the games. But then like if your team's doing good, then they're playing in a lot of different cups for sure too. And the Chelsea, for example, they won just the last FIFA Club World Cup, which was last year. People already forgot about that, but um, they they shouldn't because that was like their first Club World Cup. That was a lot of different countries, and that's why they wear that blue like FIFA World Cup one because they won the Club World Cup in last year. So yeah, they're still the world champions until 4 years from now, which will have another Club World Cup.
That's so awesome. So then let's transition into the World Cup. And you actually were one of the lucky ones. You were able to go to the World Cup and get to see a game in Seattle. So talk to us about that experience and what that was like, not only for you, but I know that you took your kids as well. And so what was that like to share that with them?
Yeah, it was surreal. I mean, we had given up on the moment for a while because there's those lotteries. We tried to apply to the different games that we thought we could possibly make, and we didn't win those. And we were just waiting. We thought we might have not make it, and there was the last minute phase of sales that we were just monitoring every day. Kayla and I would go crazy trying to look for like the best prices and see if it would be even worth it, and then what teams we could possibly watch because then we did it, and then we went ahead and got the tickets. We were like, okay, we're just gonna do it, and then went to Seattle, and it was really, really well organized. I do have to say, we were impressed on the organization from like Seattle and all the welcomings. There was lots of signs like "Welcome to the World Cup" and little like things, watch parties that people would gather like at plazas or restaurants. Different organizations coming together to make like the World Cup experience happen, and we definitely felt that. Like, we felt like, everyone was wearing their jerseys that are the different countries or clubs that they support, and, then when the game day happened, it was great. I mean, 65,000 people in that Lumen Field felt really, really cool, and we were able to, like, be there almost front row. We were there front row and, like, just getting all the actions right in front of, like, where Belgium was warming up. So we got to see Lukaku, and we were saying, like, "Lukaku's gonna start second half," and then he went in, and immediately 30 seconds after he went in, he scored and got the goal, the tying goal against Egypt, which was cool to see, like, Mo Salah, which was probably gonna be his
Yeah.
last World Cup, the Egyptian king, as they call him. And, Marmoush was a Manchester City player. My little one loves Man City, and all of the Belgian players that we like, Kevin De Bruyne. Doku is my kid's favorite. He loves Jeremy Doku, which he does, like, super fast dribbles, and all the Belgian team, like Courtois. It was really just cool to see all of them, and all the fans were really, really respectful. That's the one thing that stood out to me was everyone was cheering for their different side. Maybe some people were neutrals that, didn't even, have a side, but they wanted to watch a good game, which we
Yeah.
were, um Axel wanted to root for Belgium, but, so we were doing that, and I watching it as a neutral was just, as a spectacle of of high quality football, and then there was, like, a little FIFA store there, I wanna show you, so Kayla made me get this, um, you did it so nicely, like,
Wow.
so there's, like, the little box of, like, our pictures and, like, the little FIFA World Cup and the shirt that he got there, so that
Well,
was
that's
really
amazing.
so we keep that right here at home.
That's
So that
amazing, and that's something you guys will love forever, so I'm glad Kayla did that.
yeah, she had the great idea of doing that, and I was like, "That's amazing." So, yeah, no, so it was really, really fun. And I think a lot of people were trying to talk bad about the World Cup here and saying like, "Oh, there's gonna be empty stadiums. No one likes soccer in the US. People think it's boring." But no, the stadiums have been filled, to the brim, sold out, if not almost sold out, all the games. And the one thing that is frustrating is the ticket prices, like that's something that's like just it kind of got ridiculous. And we were able to snag our tickets for 500 a piece, which is still expensive in the realm of tickets, but
Not compared to what they were going for.
yeah, compared to what people are saying, so and that's why we really had to look and make our research and buy it at the right time because things go up and down, but, like, yeah, it's been kind of ridiculous, so that's the one thing is, like, I wish it was just a little bit more accessible for everyone to be able to join the party.
For sure, for sure. So, I I guess let's just talk about the World Cup now because obviously we are at the point where there's the final on Sunday. But leading up to this, of course, let's take out the quarterfinal or the semifinals, excuse me, because they were the top 4 teams in the world. But before that, there were some Cinderella stories that made some pretty deep runs. How neat was that to see, some of those smaller countries like Cape Verde is one that I'm thinking of that really shouldn't have made it anywhere and made it fairly far for them. What was it like to, just really be ingrained in all that and see all those, like, Cinderella stories make it as far as they did?
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing, like, we were rooting for Cape Verde just because of their grit and commitment, and they had just made the team, like, I think 4 years before or something like that, and Curaçao was doing good too, like, little team, there was yeah, Cape Verde, I mean, it's just great to see it, that's what I love, like, the underdog, and that's why they say, it's 11 v 11 at the end of the day. One team could be worth millions and millions more, but at the end of the day, it's 11 v 11, and that's the beauty of soccer, anything.
For sure, and, as I've been watching this with my brother, who's a much bigger soccer fan than I am, we both have commented that this is the one world competition where it is truly a world competition. You have every single continent represented, you have so many different levels of country, whether it be the big ones to the little ones, and it's just so cool for you being a soccer mega fan. What is it like to have, that and have that stage for your sport every 4 years?
Yeah, it's something, that we look forward to, every 4 years and the coming together of it. I always dreamed of making it to the World Cup, and then that's why I told Kayla, I was like, "This always has been a dream of mine," and now I'm 30, I finally did it, and it's just really cool because it brings people together in a way that you don't see any other time of the years, like, for the 4 years, and it's cool to watch the progression because everyone has to qualify, right to the World Cup. Sometimes people don't know that I think they think everyone is included. Before there was 32 teams included. Now this last World Cup is the first time that there's 48. They're thinking of even expanding it more. I don't know how I feel about that, but, uh, it's really cool because, yeah, it unifies everything. I mean, I've been listening to the Die Die song all month from Shakira. We get these little packs to, like, get
Yeah.
stickers and stuff. So I got my kid into that because that's a huge tradition that we do every 4 years is we buy the little stickers and try to fill the album with all of the different players that played in that World Cup. So then like, you get all of your England done, you get your Spain done, and it's kind of like Pokemon cards, that you are just excited to see who you get. It's the craze of who you get. And so that's also a part of it, and reliving the memories because I remember when I was in the 2002, the first World Cup that I can recall, they had those and like they would sell them at shops or on the street.
Yeah.
No. Now it's still a thing, so it's really cool. I had to, like, pass that tradition on to Axel, be like, "You need to appreciate this," and then the next World Cup, which he did, he loved the whole thing, of the album, so he'll remember that next World Cup and be like, "Yeah, we wanna do this." Until you get too old, but, I'm still 30 and I love it, so I don't think there's age to get too old for that, but
I
you
don't think there is either. I
you
think
don't
sports
have
is a
kids.
thing that you can do your whole life.
Exactly. So that's a cool thing, and trading them too is part of the culture too. So I haven't got to trade them yet, but I have one person that really wanted to trade so we can fill the whole album.
Oh, that's so cool. That is awesome. So then I have to ask, as we're kind of wrapping up the World Cup portion of this, you have the big game on Sunday, Argentina versus Spain. What is your gut?
Yeah, that's been a hard one. I mean, I feel like right now you can't bet against Argentina or you'll lose.
Yeah.
Just because they've been against the corner for so many times. Cape Verde, they were on the edge against Switzerland. They were on the edge of going out. They come back. Um, the other game, I mean, it was almost every game after the group phase. They've been really, really like pushing till the end to get over the hump, which speaks to their grit, speaks to their heart, and their passion. And this last one against England meant a lot for
Yeah.
sure, um, because of they had conflicts back in the day of the certain islands. There was a war between Argentina and England, so that to the Argentinian people meant more than the world. They don't have that kind of rivalry against Spain, but Spain is very, very organized. They know what they'll play, and they can keep the ball. So if Spain can keep the ball, which they can, they will hurt Argentina for sure. And it's such a toss up, but I don't know if you can bet against the best in history. So Messi, I'm hoping that he will pull through. I thought it was going to be Argentina, France, and France had the edge because the Argentina is great, but there's a lot of there's certainly weaknesses that can be exploited there. So I wouldn't be surprised if Spain win. Um, but again, Argentina have came back so many times that it's like it's hard to take them for dead anytime. Yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful, beautiful spectacle. And it's kind of like passing the torch. There's this famous picture of Messi giving Yamal a bath when he was just a little baby. I'll share it to you. But like
Yeah.
how his family won this contest for Barcelona. And and there's this picture, full photo shoot of like Messi kind of like washing Yamal on
Mm-hmm.
and he was like maybe 6 months old. And no one knew that Yamal was going to be what he is today, which is one of the soccer stars, or like
Yeah.
taking basically the throne from Messi uh, to the new generation, and now they're going to be playing against each other. So it's going to be really, really cool to see that Yamal versus Messi in his last one there for sure.
For sure. And then my last World Cup question, I know they said that one was, but how cool has it been for you, to see Billings embrace the World Cup? I know Hooligans has been a huge supporter. I've watched games at the Red Door and at Art House. What has it been like to have these different businesses in Billings really support the World Cup?
Yeah. Oh, it's been really, really cool. Um, I love that everyone that embraces it, and it's such a great opportunity. So like I think people should embrace it because it could only increase businesses. If we do more events around it, it's only gonna help that. Like the Scottish went to Boston and ran him out of beer. You know, business was good. Business is good, so embracing soccer is good, and you should take advantage of the opportunity because the World Cup. Who knows when it will come back to the U.S. The next is Portugal, Morocco, and Spain. A three-country one again, and I think, Billings it's just growing with soccer, everyone now I'm playing, like, this Monday league, so everyone was, like, super in tune of the World Cup, and it's great to see businesses do that and embrace the fact that it's like a home World Cup because that one is special, the fact that it was right here in our country is awesome.
For sure. And then as we kind of wrap up here, Nico, I see the cameras in the background, and I know that both you and Kayla have a passion for photography and capturing the moments of the people, whether that be here in Billings or around the state. 'Cause I know you guys travel, and actually the country. I know you guys travel. What has it been like to not only have the business that you do, but to be able to run it with your wife, who I know is your best friend and your favorite person ever?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it without her, so it's absolutely super, super awesome to have her support and us doing, what we love together. It's really, really cool. I'm so thankful, of her, honestly, because sometimes when you need that little extra push or that little extra hug, um, she's there, and it's awesome.
For sure. Well, Nico, I want to thank you so much for coming on, talking all things soccer, talking about the World Cup, and one last plug for 406 Memories for people that may want to book with you guys and for whatever they may need for photography. How can they do that?
Yeah, follow us on 406 Memories on Instagram, Facebook. You can send us an email at 406memories@gmail.com or give us a call. Just look up 406 Memories and we would love to help. We focus on business portraits, headshots, fun things to do. If you have a business, and weddings, of course, is our specialty as well. But we've been doing some sports stuff too, which would be cool. One day I want to be in the sidelines taking photos of like a professional match. That's also on the
Ooh, that
bucket
would be fun.
day to get the media press or release and then do some photos to capture the action there. But yeah, hit us up. 406 Memories would love to chat. Thank you so much, Mitch, for having me. It's been awesome to chat about my second love, football.
Of course, Nico, and have a great rest of your day.
Cheers, my man. Take care. Take it
You
easy.
too.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Wide Left Sports. If you liked what you heard, hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend, and keep spreading the word. Because this platform grows when Montana sports fans show up for other Montana athletes. These stories matter, the work matters, and the passion around sports in this state is something truly special. Huge thank you to our sponsors for helping us make this possible, and thank you for listening, supporting, and riding with us. We've got more conversations coming, more athletes to highlight, and more Montana stories to tell. Until next time, keep supporting local sports, keep cheering loud, and keep it right here with Wide Left Sports.